Hello, my name is Amy Isaacs and I'm an occupational therapist and the Programs Manager at the Western Cape Forum for Intellectual Disability in Cape Town, South Africa. In a previous video, the importance of structure and routine for children with severe to profound intellectual disability was discussed. In this video, we look at how to engage the child throughout the day. This will include addressing the integrated support needs of children with severe to profound intellectual disability. Let's start by understanding the steps to learning are the same for everyone. Children with intellectual disability may just take a bit longer to learn new concepts and require a bit more time and engagement on each step. As mentioned in a previous video, the daily program is the most important component for you if you intend to teach a child with severe to profound intellectual disability. How you plan to engage with children within your daily program is just as important as the program itself. When planning towards your daily program, it is key to firstly identify the needs of the children you are working with. It is important to identify the capabilities of the individual children in your class so that you are better able to design and plan your daily program around the needs of the children. Children with severe to profound intellectual disability should be supported by a team of professionals and carers who can provide information on the types of support needs for the child. As with all programs for children with intellectual disability, early intervention by starting young is very important. When engaging with children with intellectual disability, it is important to break learning down into smaller steps to help the child know basics first. By following simpler steps, the child will learn to know the names of objects, what these objects can be used for, and where in the surrounding environment they can be found. Programs for learning should consider the developmental periods of the outcomes you have planned into your program. Thus, when engaging with your children, make sure the developmental period being taught is appropriately paired with the current functional abilities of each child. Most children with intellectual disability, regardless of their age or capabilities, will benefit from a structured learning process. However, each child will be different. Our goal should be to start with what the child can do, meet them where they are at, and develop a program according to this, their support needs and goals. Lastly, in learning throughout the day, it is important to teach children with intellectual disabilities how to approach problem-solving situations and develop the ability to adapt to an environment. This process of learning problem-solving and adaptability is a slow process, and you need to take time to plan, teach, and engage the child at this level before moving on to the next step or the next item on your program. It is important to not give up if the child does not react or respond immediately. I encourage you to persist and keep working at the pace of the child or the group. We are mindful that children with intellectual disabilities might not be able to reach the higher levels of cognitive development even within a specific learning program. However, it is still possible for children with intellectual disability to enjoy a meaningful and good quality of life by interacting with others and the environment at their own level of understanding, if only we change the way we teach and engage. We need to adapt the learning material and teach on the child's level of understanding and build on it from there. When engaging children with severe to profound intellectual disability, we need to meet them where they are at first, before we try to teach them anything new. Often we focus on the learning program and not on the child's needs and capabilities. Most children with intellectual disability have the potential to reach and learn successfully within using different ways of thinking and doing. How we engage children in the way we teach and the way they learn, through using their senses and movements, the way they understand through using pictures or objects, can help them learn more actively. The support team needs to be training all members of our teams, and especially families and caregivers, on how to engage appropriately on the child's level when working with them on a daily basis. This is true whether you are working on a daily program or even when you are caring for the child at home. By using objects that can be found in their different surroundings and environments and engaging the child with activities of daily living and routines, you can help them by creating learning opportunities throughout the day. Children with severe to profound intellectual disabilities can realize the potential if they have stimulating environments and engagements on their everyday activities to stimulate early brain growth. The challenges with limited ability for learning is not only due to limited cognitive ability or based on a diagnosis, but difficulties could also be due to the child not being given opportunities to learn new things, learn new habits, or strategies that will help them develop and experience success. By learning and experiencing success and the sense of being able to do things on their own, children can grow in their ability to be independent, have self-determination, and respond with problem-solving skills to any new situations. For example, a great and easy activity to incorporate at various points in the child's daily interactions is to focus on giving them more choices. My favorite example for this is allowing the child to choose their own clothing. This can be graded according to the child's ability to make choices. For example, we could show a child 2 different t-shirts, a yellow and a blue t-shirt, and ask them to pick which one they'd like to wear. For a verbal child, they could identify by using the word. A child with limited speech, but understanding and physical ability could point to their preferred item. And a child with no verbal communication or physical abilities could use their eyes to indicate which t-shirt they'd like to wear. By giving the child choices, we allow them to actively be involved in their daily experiences. Lastly, I'll be focusing on how to integrate learning throughout the day with a more holistic approach. Often we have learning programs and activities which addresses the development of children with a focus on the severe to profound level of intellectual and physical disability and not on how they learn. Our daily programs should not only focus on goal setting and principles of development, but also on doing interactive, fun activities with learners with the basis that all children learn through play, and we can use this framework of thinking to structure learning throughout the day using play. By adding an element of fun and play, it gives children a chance to practice what they are learning. Carl Jung said, "The creation of something new is not accomplished by the intellect, but by the play instinct." By engaging in play with activities and tools to develop physical, intellectual, and social skills, we allow the child's brain to create new learning pathways. An example for this type of fun learning activity during everyday activities could be singing a body part song during diaper changes. The caregiver has an opportunity to engage with the child during a seemingly mundane task. However, it is also an opportunity to encourage eye contact, improving their social skills, learn body parts, which improves their intellectual skills, and move the child's body for them, considering that some children with severe and profound intellectual disability may have severe physical limitations, and therefore this becomes a holistic activity, encouraging various areas of development. Let's look at another example in the picture. Our long-term goal for this child was to improve her ability to sit with support, eat on her own, and recognize her own name. In this activity, my goals were improved head control, which would help her ability to hold her head up for a longer period each week. I wanted her to respond to her name being called, and then maintaining her attention for the duration of the activity. I used my body and the roller to support her body in the required position, which is physical development. The mirror was placed on the floor until I had her attention and I could call her name. That's intellectual and social skills improvement. And then I lifted the mirror to encourage head control. Again, physical skills improved. Because she's looking at herself and me, and had possibly never seen herself in a mirror before, this activity becomes fun and playful. Your daily program should be structured for activities to engage the child in a creative way with simple objects such as bubbles, a mirror, or even Play-Doh. You can use any everyday objects really, but it is how you plan activities around the objects that can stimulate learning in the areas of physical, intellectual, and social development. It is a good example of how everyday objects paired with fun interactive approaches can stimulate learning throughout the day. Whether in a daily program, a routine activity of daily living, or a fun, playful game can engage a child with severe to profound intellectual disabilities to encourage learning and growth. In closing, James Comer said, "No significant learning occurs without a significant relationship." When we think about learning through the day, it is important to remember to include time to engage with our children, not only in teaching, but also in supportive relationships and simple gestures like hugs and shared laughter. It is in the shared moments of joy that true learning occurs, which also helps build social character.